Virginia, Rosa Ellis.
And when were you born?
December 23rd, 1925.
And where did you go to school?
In Brooklyn, PS 141.
And what grades did you go to school for?
I went to high school, 1 year to high school. A little girl when the
Great Depression?
Great Depression. And it didn't, it, I guess it affected me in different ways than would anybody else because we were a very simple family. We weren't, my parents weren't ones to go out or do things very much because they always were working. So we had a quiet. That, so I know that at the time I was very much surprised that I didn't know that we paid rent and stuff like that. And I found out accidentally by hearing my parents talking about how much they had to pay for rent and $7 for a three-room apartment. And I thought that was a lot of money at that time. And when I sit down and think about it, it's nothing. It wasn't though at that time. My dad worked for the BMT. That's the subway. And my mother was a housewife.
Who in your family are you most like, and in what way?
I like them all.
No, who are you most like, similar to?
Oh, I say, I feel like I'm more similar to my dad in the way I feel, but I was very close to my mother. I remember once my mother taking me to the nursery to leave me there for the day. That's it. She died in 1974
And how old were you when your father died? What year did he die?
in 80. Being the oldest one of 11, there was plenty of work to do in the house and help my mother with the children. And when I grew up, I learned how to cook. So I was a cook for a while at home. First naturally, then my sister Maria, my sister Elsie, my brother August, my brother Thomas, then Franklin, then Mercedes, then Albert, then Peter. Um, oh, I got them all out of the line, I think. Well, I had them in order. Then uh, after Albert was Peter Angel, then Minerva, and then Raquel.
And how much older are you than the youngest?
Well, I'm 19 years. Well, I can remember that I enjoyed being a teenager. I had a lot of sisters and brothers to keep me company all the time, so and we did things together because my mother didn't believe in us having friends outside to play all the time, so we played with one another
And
at home. And when we went out together, we always went in groups.
when you guys went out together, what did you do?
Oh, we took long walks. We went to the park. We went to the movies. We used to take walks to New York and back. And that's about it. I worked on the railroad uh, during the war, and I had the evening shift, so therefore I didn't do any work as a nurse's aide. So it was before I got into the phone company. He was killed in the service in World War II.
And what was his name?
Richard.
And were you engaged to be married?
Yes, we were going to get married in December, and that was when he was supposed to get a leave, and he never got it. 1946.
And how long did you guys court before you got married?
In 1947, so 1 year.
Oh, I did everything. I worked in a cafeteria, was my first one. Then I went in the garment district, and then I went into a shoe factory, a purse factory, and finally I ended up into the telephone company, where I really wanted to be. And
When did you work on the railroad?
I worked in the railroad during the war in 1941, I think it is, 41 or 42.
It wasn't very much because their wages very low at that time, but they were coming up after that. I think I brought home about $27 a week. Terrific. I was able to go dancing and do all the things that young couples do.
And what kind of music did you dance to?
Frank Sinatra was then coming out, and Jack Benny, uh, Dorsey, and what else? I don't remember all of them.
And what kind of dancing did you do?
Oh, we did whatever was at that time, in that era.
Do you remember any of them?
Oh, we did the Lindsay, we did the Hop, and well, I liked also the
Swing dancing?
swing dancing and cha cha stuff like that. Stephanie, Arthur, Nicholas, Jacqueline, and Christopher. Oh, I was thrilled to have a daughter, though I was expecting a son. At that time, you couldn't tell what you were going to have, so I had no choice. I thought a son would be good as a head of family later on, but I'm more than happy that I had a daughter and all my children. That I was able to see my children grow, to get an education, to do what they want, and they be happy. I forget a lot of things now. But I like to live long enough to see all my children, my grandchildren, get married and be happy.
How many grandchildren do you have?
I have, let's see, 7, I believe.
Can you name them all?
Well, I got Melissa, which is you, Stephanie, Emily, Nicholas, uh, Des- their name Destiny, Destiny, and Caroline. I said 7, right?
Yeah, that's 6.
Uh, Sarah. I don't think I want to do it over.
No, you wouldn't change anything?
No, not really. I would have liked to have more money and more time with my children, but other than that, I can't say anything. I went to the, I got my CED at the university up here, at the college here in coastal,
Your GED?
yeah, GED. Well, I'm enjoying relaxing, and I like I go to the center a lot because they do a lot of different things there. I play games. I like to go to the theater and on trips. So I'm enjoying life.